change, which you cannot tell from my speech, and that is an anomaly. That's not typically how people with my hearing loss present. It's very unusual. Hard of hearing. And like I said, my hearing now is worse than Ruben's, and I was mainstreamed. And, you know, to all of the parents who have a child who's hard of hearing or deaf, I would say to you, well, obviously I'm your dream come true, because I'm a very successful doctor. I'm not living at home with my parents. I have a nice family. I speak very clearly. I mean, I am what you want your child to be. And yet I can say, as somebody who was mainstreamed and who's hard of hearing, deaf, you know, deaf in certain situations, hard of hearing in other situations, depending on who I'm with, that going through school and activities was very difficult. I was the only one. And, you know, you're just so left out. You know, it's fine that I made A's, you know, but who cares, because I can't hear the conversations going on in the classroom. I was the kid who always had to sit at the front of the classroom so that, you know, I could be sure to hear the teacher. You know,
and read their lips.
And all of my classmates are behind me, and I don't know what they're talking about. And so you immediately get very excluded from all of the social circles. So I can tell you, yeah, I did great in school, but for 13 years, K through 12, I was pretty excluded because, not because kids are mean, they're not mean, but you can't connect with people if you can't hear them, you can't communicate with them. And, you know, was it worth it? I mean, you know, to this day, I'm 46 years old, and the people I feel most comfortable with are my family, because they know that when we go into a loud restaurant, we're going to have to go to a different restaurant because I'm not going to be able to hear them. If we go somewhere, I need to sit against the wall so that I can hear them. They know they have to face me. They know they have to tap my shoulder to get my attention. And if you don't grow up with somebody like that, you're not going to know. So that's not how I wanted Ruben to grow up. I didn't want him to grow up a raving success, but socially isolated. To me, it's not worth it. And I'm saying this from somebody who has been successful, and I'm telling you it's not worth it. It's just too lonely. So I wanted him to be able to have friends and be able to converse with them and not have these barriers. I can't hear people whispering to me. I can't hear when 4 or 5 people are talking at once. It's me sitting over here and 4 people chatting, and, you know, man, that's not a good feeling. So, you know, there's, you know, when you walk through life and you can't hear, there's certain things that you do that even your parents don't know you do. It's just very isolating. So, for example, you know, when I'm in the kitchen, I sit in a certain chair so that I can see the teapot. You know, I can't hear it. I can see the steam going. I can see the microwave go off. You know, if I'm printing something, I have to go over to the printer to touch it to see if the printer is actually working. You know, if somebody calls me on the phone, I have a little anxiety attack. Am I going to be able to hear this person or not? I walk around the hospital all day with this big Bluetooth that shoots straight to my hearing aids. What a Star Trek freak do I look like with this thing blinking all day? I mean, there's 1,000 ways that I can tell you that I've made adaptations because I'm living in a hearing world that, you know, I'm here and I accept it, and but I want Ruben to have a choice. And I didn't feel, I got a wonderful education, I have a great life, but it wasn't a life where I had a choice, and I want him to have that choice. And he's not going to have that choice if he doesn't have those 2 languages. So to me, that's, I mean, really why I'm sending Ruben to California School for the Deaf, so that he can have that choice. Because it's just a terrible feeling to be straddling 2 worlds, and you don't belong to either one, you really don't. And at least he'll be able to choose, you know, where do I want to be, where am I going to feel most comfortable.